Mushroomhead on Rockline. Double X is the album. Bwomp is the name of that song. I told you they take you a lot of places musically. If you're new to the band, enjoy this evening because it's going to be fun. A little later on, we'll be joined by Flaw. They're going to play live. We continue with calls for Mushroomhead next from Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Chris, welcome to Rockline. You're on with Mushroomhead.
Yeah, I just had a comment and two quick questions. First of all, I just want to say you all are unbelievable. J-Man, you have one of the best voices I've ever heard in rock. And the questions are, in the song The Rest, you refer to Greedo and Han Solo of Star Wars, and I was wondering what influence that had on the song and maybe you as a band. And question two was, are you going to be playing in St. Louis anytime soon that you know of?
As far as your second question, we are going to be playing in St. Louis. I think it's going to either be late February or early March. But we are definitely coming through St. Louis sometime in the next month or so. And as far as the lyric goes, that was kind of just like a way for people of our generation to identify with each other. It's just kind of like a little code riddle type thing that only like people that grew up when we did would kind of understand. So that was just kind of like an inside joke amongst us as a generation.
Chris, thanks for being on. We have to take a time out. We'll return with Mushroomhead in just a moment. Stay with us. Your number's toll-free as always. 1-800-344-ROCK. I'm Bob Coburn. You're listening to Rockline.
Rockline.
And welcome back to Rockline. I'm Bob Coburn with Mushroomhead. We're with J-Man and Jeffrey Nothing and Pick Venus and Schmatz, and we have the encore question right now. Last week, Judas Priest joined us on Rockline, and they left this question for Mushroomhead.
Hey, Ripper Owens from Judas Priest with a question for Mushroomhead. Question is, what happened to those naked girls that you had dance on stage in my hometown?
Homeboy talking here.
Wow. Well, in his hometowning, I think he's talking about Akron, right?
They're all grown up now.
Yeah. No, actually, we did play his hometown in Akron. We played there once, and liquor control came in and threatened to take the liquor license of the club we played because there were girls doing naughty things. And so, actually, in about a week or two, we're going to be playing Akron for the first time since then, and that was probably about 4 years ago. So, yeah, the girls have kind of tamed down just so we could continue to play. You
got to keep some of the clothes on.
But there are still volunteers that do get up at any given time, and it's completely out of our control. So
God bless him.
And he needs to come home and see the show.
Yeah, there you go. Well, he knew you spot on, man. We said, can you leave a question for Mushroomhead? He said, oh, yeah, absolutely. I remember seeing them a few years ago. So we're going to play a song that's actually a cover from Mushroomhead of Pink Floyd's Empty Spaces from the Wall. Out of curiosity, why'd you choose this one to cover?
I think we all just kind of really liked Pink Floyd's music, and especially the music on the wall, just coming from a very theatrical standpoint. I think
it feels like us back then, sort of.
And it sounds good. It's Mushroomhead on Rockline. From the album Double X, Mushroomhead for you on Rockline. Empty Spaces, the Pink Floyd song from the wall with the definite Mushroomhead spin on it there. We're headed to Portland, Oregon right now. Mushroomhead is in Cleveland, by the way, their hometown there at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and Museum. We're going to speak with Ashley right now. Welcome to Rockline, Ashley.
Hi.
How you doing, Ashley?
Hi, I was just wondering if, being such a large band, is it ever difficult for you guys to get together and agree on certain issues that every band has to make?
Yeah, we're having a hard time thinking of a question for the one we're leading.
The encore question.
Yeah, it's always hard. Being in a band is a very hard thing, and it's a tough democracy, and especially when you have 8 people making decisions. So, yeah, we do fight a lot, but I think...
it's a family-type fight.
Right.
A lot of punching.
In the end, is it healthy? You think it works out in your benefit?
Oh, yeah. Only when they use the Vaseline.
If we weren't dysfunctional, the songs wouldn't come out so different.
Yeah.
And what the band is discussing, Trent Reznor from Nine Inch Nails is on the program next week, and Mushroomhead gets to leave a question for Trent, so we'll see what they come up with in a couple of minutes here, and you'll get to listen to it next week. We're going to go from Portland, Oregon to Fresno, California, and welcome My Pang to Rockline. Good evening and welcome. Hello, My Pang, you're in the air. Okay, My Pang is someplace else.
Speak and be heard.
We'll go to Wheeling, West Virginia instead and talk with Colby. Welcome to Rockline. Colby, you're on with Mushroomhead.
Hey, how you doing? I'd like to know if you guys are friends with Slipknot, and if maybe if you have any side projects going on or anything.
We've never met Slipknot, but we did get a phone call from Corey, and he wished us luck, and he said that he'd like to speak with us at some point. So we look forward to hopefully meeting those guys one day. And as far as side projects, yeah, we've got quite a few.
Tons.
If you go to there, we have a website. It's smdcrecords.com, and that's kind of like a little independent record label we run with all our side projects. So you can find a lot more information there about those. And there's MP3s for download if you want to check out some of the other stuff we're doing and what we're into.
Runs the full gamut for hardcore, techno, rap, for everything.
Yeah.
And we played at McDonald's there once.
And that's smpc.com.
SMDC.
smdc.com. Okay, just want to make sure that
Skinny Mac
that's clear.
dog collar.
There you go. I like that. Side projects, you got a ton of them. You can find out about them there. And you guys actually predate Slipknot, just to kind of set the record straight there. So
yeah, by quite a bit.
By quite a bit.
But, you know, we've been predated as well by bands like The Residents and The Tubes, Alice Cooper, Kiss, you know. I mean, I think it's virtually impossible to be 100% original anymore. It's just all about entertainment. If you can enjoy yourself and entertain people, that's what it's about. It's not about a competition or who was first or last.
This is truth, and also once you hear the music, you know there's no resemblance between the two bands.
You got that definitely correct, and I agree with the other statement as well. My Pang is ready now in Fresno. My Pang, you're on Rockline.
Hi.
Hi, welcome. You're on with Mushroomhead.
I was just, okay, you guys can hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I was wondering so far, what has been the hardest obstacle or biggest obstacle you guys ever had in your music career?
Kind of betrayal.
Yeah, just
fellow members.
Finding the right combination of people, I think, is the hardest, you know, because it's a long, hard road in a band. Nothing really happens overnight, so you have to put a lot of time and dedication in with people, and finding the right people to do that with is probably the hardest part. And fortunately, I think we're finally there.
Yeah.
I think we finally found the right group of people. But that was definitely the hardest part. We've went through member changes, trying to find the right people to work with and stay focused and on the same page. And fortunately, I think we finally reached that point. But yeah, that was the hardest part.
That and the waiting.
The waiting for what?
Is always the hardest part, yeah.
Oh, the waiting is the hardest part. Oh.
This is true.
Yeah, I think Tom Petty crept into the room somehow. Yeah. We're going to play Born of Desire. Anybody got a comment about this, or you just want us to go ahead and play it?
It's naughty, naughty, naughty.
You don't have to live like a refugee.
Goody, goody, goody. Here we go. Mushroomhead joining us right now on Rockline. I have a call from Missouri. It's Adam. Welcome to Rockline, Adam. You're on with Mushroomhead.
Hi.
Go ahead with your question.
Why'd you pick Solitaire Unraveling for your first single, and what's the video mean?
Wow. Well, I think it's just it's a real good song, and I think it had a little bit of a kick to it, a little bit diverse, different from what you're hearing on the radio. Which is a really cool thing about Tool too, is the fact that you can listen to the radio and hear something that's a little bit different than what's mainstream popular. As far as the video goes, it was really a collaboration between us and the director. What does it mean? I would probably lay that up to J-Man or Jeffrey.
I think what the video means is I think it's basically supposed to be about the cycles of life and the predictability of life as well as internal struggle. It's all about just trying to come to terms with your own flaws and try to avoid falling into the same old pitfalls that most people tend to fall into, the same ruts.
Who produced that? Was it Dean Carr, who's worked with Manson? Is that who did that video?
Yeah, Dean Carr did the video. Yeah.
He directed it.
And
actually, the bulk of the idea was his. He actually sent us the synopsis for the video, and that's why we chose him, because he was definitely the most enthusiastic and aggressive of the directors we were looking at.
So he got it, in other words. He got it.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
He got it.
Adam, good call.
We have him in our band any day.
9. Oh, you don't want to go with 9, man. Slipknot redo here. Yeah. We'll talk to Jeff, who's in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Welcome to Rockline, Jeff. Here's Mushroomhead.
Hi. I was wondering how and why you use the names you do in the band.
I think that has a lot to do with this false identity behind the mask. The whole thing started because we were all in other bands, and we were all practicing in the same warehouse in Cleveland. And a lot of the guys that stuck around afterwards that didn't have to run home to their girlfriends or do whatever, we all started hanging out together. So we started this band, and that's why we started wearing masks, was because we're from other bands. We didn't want people to have preconceived notions about what we're going to sound like or what style of music we're going to play. So we just used fake names, and we covered our faces, and that's how the whole thing kind of started.
When you're about to put on the masks and the makeup, in the case of one of the members in the band, do your personalities change as you prepare to play live?
Very much so.
Definitely.
I think it really changed, and some of our old masks were more of where our names came from in ways, and it's not the same as far as that part of it, but you definitely lose your inhibitions and things like that.
Just a
That's
killer.
what we're all about.
Go ahead. Killer CD XX from Mushroomhead and J-Man and Jeffrey Nothing and Pick Venus and Schmutz. Thanks for joining us tonight on Rockline. It's been a lot of fun having you on.
Thank you. We'd like to thank everyone that called as well, and everyone that's been supporting our bands. You for your time, and most of all the friends and fans of ours here in Cleveland.
There you go.
Vote for the video on MTV or MTV2.
There you go. It's Mushroomhead. They've been joining it tonight on Rockline. In just a few minutes, Flaw will be introduced. Right now, we'll play one of their songs. This is Payback for you on Rockline.